Yes, welcome back ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe to the channel. My name is martindoggerwotb and I make videos that will hopefully help you improve your gameplay in World of Tank Blitz. And today update 6.1 has hit. The Play Store, the files, the phones, the iPads, the PCs, the Steam accounts. Update 6.0 is upon us and we have new British tank destroyers in the game. But to get to them, you need to play this tank first, the Sherman Firefly. So I decided to record two of my games, or maybe I've recorded a few more, but I picked two of my games I had in the tank while grinding the XP to get the challenge up. And I decided to show you these two games because they are bottom tier games. They are good games and they also show you what are the problems with the Firefly, because it has got some issues. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel if you want to find out how to play the Challenger and the Charioteer and then the Conway and eventually the FE4 or 05. I will be grinding out this line. I'm hoping to do a video as soon as possible, but first up, the Firefly. And the biggest problem with the tank is the fact that it is a tier 6 Sherman tank. Sherman tanks are, well, not renowned for their armor. Heavy tanks in this tier usually are, and this ARO is probably a new player with a very inexperienced crew, a dead loader and a dead driver, which allowed me to escape unscathed. And yet the biggest problem is the tank is in tier 6, which is filled with tanks that do big damage, Smasher, KV2, SU-152, etc. But here's another one. And that's this. Look at that. It's not that ARO with the baguette oven on top, which is a huge turret. My hull is about as thin as his turret. But the biggest problem with the tank is the gun depression. You can see I'm having problems working this gun depression. It's only 6 degrees. And for a Sherman tank, that's not a lot. I'm used to a lot more. You can see that from my gameplay. I'm swinging the turret and look at that, and you just don't have the shot on the Panther because the gun starts bouncing on that gun depression line. I can't get the gun down. The gun itself is to die for. It is the British 17-pounder. It's really accurate. You can fire with it really good. It just hits basically where you point it if you provide it. If you aim properly and don't try to shoot through gaps in houses which aren't there. But yeah, I've hit some remarkable shots with it. And in that regard you could think of this tank more or less as the British tier 6 counterpart of the tank I'm shooting right now, the Panther. That tank is also about the gun. It has some functional armor. You can angle up the Panther if you want to. This is still the old hit skin. Buyer beware, don't get mad at me if you're thinking, oh, that hit skin looks very different from what I'm seeing in the game now. Yes, of course it does, because this is the old update still, and I had two great games and I wanted to show them to you, which I'm going to do. No idea where that shot went on the Cromwell B. But this one is gonna go in, as you can see, 162. The damage is 160 per shot. The gun is to die for. It hits where you basically point and aim it. It's not that it slices through everything you will be facing, but the base pen is good. And if you want, you can swap up towards APCR. And I was shouting negative because I wanted to get this kill. I was thinking, if I can get this kill, then I can kill the Panther and get a Leva Thingies medal, and then hopefully get an ace, because I was looking at the damage and thinking this might well be an ace, but not so much. No, this was a first class, a Leva Thingies medal, and I got a kamikaze as well. But yeah, it was a good game. Showed you the problems with the tank. So let's see how it stacks up in regards to the other tier 6 mediums, and then a little bit of armor profile as well. So hop into that now. So let's have a look at the tanks, and I've got them stuck over here, no equipment sorted, no provisions, as you can see. And if you then look at the Firefly, you're looking at the base DPM and thinking that's pretty darn good. And it has by far the best penetration on the gun, 171 on AP. That's really good. The Cromwell gets 202 on APCR, and the Firefly tops it with 239. But looking at that base pen, 171, that's about the same the EZ8 gets on its premium ammo. And more or less exactly the same as the Type 58 on its premium ammo. But that one hits a bit harder. You do have 160 and 135 in terms of alpha damage. But yeah, that base pen is great. The DPM is good. It's all brilliant stuff. It is about the gun. No gun, no glory. The aim time, really good as well. Dispersion, good. Gun depression, bad. Just bad. I mean, Camo gets 8. EZ8, 12 degrees, 8 degrees, 10 degrees, 8 degrees, 7, 7. It's the worst one. It's not even a Russian tank. And it has the worst gun depression. The T-34-85 has got more gun depression. And that one hits harder. And you can see the engine power is not brilliant. The power to weight ratio is just bad. The Camo has it far better, but that's a cruiser type of tank, more of a light. But it's only... yeah, the Cheeto is the worst one, but the rest is better in terms of power to weight ratio, so those tanks move around a bit better. And the Camo ratings, as you can see, are not brilliant either. The VK3001P has a worse one, but this tank is big, it has a bigger gun, a bigger muzzle blast, as in real life, so that's why it probably has a worse Camo rating. But yeah, is it a medium tank? The armor is not brilliant either. It's got 51 on the front. The EZ8 has got a bit more because it has a different hull. But the turret armor is not brilliant either, up front 64. So yeah. Then again, looking at the 90 days rate, it is played by a fair few players, of course, because of the new line. The average damage is, well, not the best nor the worst. So it is fairly balanced, but the gun depression, that's frustrating. And what I want to show you here is basically Firefly versus Firefly, because it's got the best pen. And you can see that you will slice through basically any type of Firefly you will encounter. You might catch the occasional shot on the rounded edges of your tank, of your hull, of the turret, etc. You can bounce a few shots on a top over here, because if you angle back it will bounce. I've gave you 2 shots over there. But yeah, it's not brilliant. I mean, from the front to the left, to the right, and the back as well, and the front again, it's not epic. And it's got only -6 degrees of gun depression, so you can't really put the gun down like this and still shoot. You have to expose a fair bit of your gun. And the gun mantlet, yeah, that's only there for decoration. So, what's then the best way to play the Firefly? Well, I think as a top tier tank, you could go to the front line if you know your hull down positions. It's not a hull down tank like the EZ8 or the Fury or any tank with say 10 degrees of gun depression. But you have to take the tank to the front line, but not sit in the front line. And that's basically spots like this. You can see there's light tanks pushing into the case area. Right, I can shoot this T-71. No, I missed the shot. Can I shoot the T-71 now? No, I'm going to miss a shot again. Oh yeah, that one's going to miss. I was hoping that he would roll back, but he didn't. But yeah, it is a tank that you should play frontline, but not sit in the front line. And just as I want to shoot the LTTP, advanced war player is down. Good stuff, good stuff. Spots like this are great for the Firefly. And the reason for that is if you look closely, and it might sound a bit, I don't know, too nerdy, but look at that. There's a little plateau over here. You have those fences, and then there's a small undulation in the terrain, a small lower area where I'm sitting right here, and I can hide my hull, and I don't have to worry about the gun depression here. I do have to worry about this VK2001 blundering forward. I'm going to miss him, and he's going to be very frustrated because he's blundering forward, and there's an SU-152 guarding our rear. So he's going to die. There it is. And he's mad. But yeah, spots like this is what you have to be in. Because I don't have to worry about the gun depression here. If I had been further forward, then I might have had a bit of problems, which you're going to see later in this video. That I I just can't get the gun down, and I'm getting shot in the back here. I'm not turning my turret around, and just know there's a tank over there that has to be the Cromwell B, because the T-71 is up there, and the Cromwell is flanking. We have to get out of there. We have to clear this tank, and then hopefully do as much damage as possible to the other two tanks there, the Nashorn and the KV-2. And I wanted to spot that guy, that's why I put forward. I track him in place. Too bad that nobody can take advantage of that, but the SU-152 clears out the T-71, and when I notice this little icon at the back, I realize, hello Cromwell, there you are. We have to try and shoot you now. Like I said, it is a tank that has to be played more or less frontline-ish. Not completely at the back, because you do have a good gun, but the camo rating is not brilliant, the view range is not epic. And while your DPM is good, any tank that will shoot at you, you just can't count on it to penetrate you. You will lose hit points against tanks that will shoot at you. But then again, your pen is great. So you can go through the front of the KV-2, coupled with that aim time, no problems whatsoever. You will get shot yourself up the ass very easily as well. So what happens then is that you then have to run away. And the AMX-12T is, yeah mate, I know you're calling for help. I'm coming. Just hold out, hold position. Martin's coming to save the day. And I would have never done this if I hadn't known that icon on the what was it, on the Nashorn. I realized he had a dead engine, and I blundered into the red line. And because I blundered into the red line, that made it hard for the KV-2 to shoot me. And this shot I had on the move. That's the type of shot I was talking about. Those shots will just fly in if you have a good crew on this tank. And I have my crews nearly fully trained. I only have 2 light tank crew skills to fully train still. They are up to tier 5, but that's, yeah, they have to get to tier 7 and then have them fully trained. And now I can just work my DPM, and hopefully that AMX-12T will not die, and then we can rack up a little bit of damage towards that KV-2. You can see I'm flanking around, flanking around, flanking around. I want to get him spotted. That AMX-12T is holding position, but I wanted you to go into the caves. Why you not go to caves? You should be in caves. That would have been better, because then we would have been able to shoot him from 2 positions. And by the time this KV-2 is spotted, and I can get this shot into the dirt. Crap. Missed him. This is not going to plan. Look what the AMX is doing. Hello, I got 3 shots in my magazine. Can I shoot you? I'm dead. And he, I think he says sorry or crap or shit, something like that. But you can see I'm, yeah, sorry, noob AMX. Oh, yeah, that's on you. You weren't that brilliant either. Anyways, KV-2 at 242. I've got adrenaline running, and you can see this is the gun depression. If I had been in an easy 8, I would have been able to go up over the ridge just ever so slightly. But then again, the KV-2 hasn't got brilliant gun depression, and he shoots my tracks! GG. Right, I can now safely move in. Got APCR loaded just in case, because I want to penetrate him. And remember, this is old hit skin, but we still kill him for 3 kills, 2,332 damage. 2 shots bounced, 1 from the Cromwell B and 1 from the KV-2. That's why he says, report, KV-2 lost against Sherman Firefly. There has to be something wrong with this game. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, I hope you find this review useful. I hope you will enjoy the Firefly. I think it's a good tank, except for the fact that it has 6 degrees of gun oppression. But the rest, the gun is to die for. No gun, no glory. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like on the video and a comment. And as always, cheers, happy tanking. Catch you all on the next video.